Let's go over some positions and archetypes you should not recruit in Dynasty College Football 25. So, yeah, I really enjoyed the last version of this. We cover about 3 positions that you shouldn't recruit. Well, in this, I have another 3 positions, and the last one I think is going to be most interesting. If y'all do enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe, go over to my Twitch, drop a follow. Alright, so let's hop right into it, and y'all, do not kill me for this first one. Do not kill me for this first one. We're going to go to the running backs, and it's going to be power backs. But hear me out. Hear the reasoning before y'all comment. When you just look at all the running backs in the nation, and this is a dynasty where we're years in the future, so this is all AI-generated recruits, no NIL real-life players here, and you just look at the best running backs in the league, who's getting to the highest overall, the best overall attributes, and most of them will not be running backs. So our top 2 guys, you have a receiving back, then you actually do have the power back. Do have the power back here as a number 2 guy. But after that, you have to do a little bit of scrolling. It's a lot of receiving backs up here getting high overall. Elusive back up there, receiving back, elusive. You see, you finally scroll. Gotta keep going. Damn near 10, 15 spots. Keep going, and you finally get your second best overall power back. Now, they just don't develop as well as the elusive backs and the receiving backs. I think it's super clear that these receiving backs are getting to the highest overall most consistently. And you might be like, well, overall don't really matter. Well, it does, especially if you're doing any type of simulation. Overall matters a lot on, whether your team wins, play well. So if you have a power back and he's lower in overall, even if his attributes are good, his overall has a lot to do with that gameplay. And also, when it comes to getting players drafted, it's way better if you have guys getting up to the high 90s like these receiving backs and some of these elusive backs are doing. And we do see, that one power back, but you just see it's a lot more rare for that to happen. Now, when it comes to gameplay-wise, I am a fan of the power back. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the power back, especially if you could get one of these 4-star gems that come in with the great speed, 95 plus speed on the power back. It's rare. There's usually a handful of those in each recruiting class. If you're able to bring one of those in, I love it. Like I said, best gameplay in my opinion when I'm using. I love to use the power back, man. Trucking, all of that. The elusive back, the receiving backs, they'll never develop great trucking. It just doesn't happen. Like, some position groups will develop great whatever. Like, for example, route running receivers, they usually come in with lower speed, and they might come in with a 90 speed, and by the end of the career, sometimes they'll max out at 99 speed, stuff like that. With these other running backs, they will not develop the trucking ability. As you scroll here, you see, like, this guy has some solid break tackle, 91, 80 trucking, is nowhere near on the level of what the power backs get. You see 97, 93. So gameplay wise and actually like being out there and using the guy, I love me the power back. But when it comes to like just actually getting the guy highest in overall, it looks like your receiving back is going to be your best bet. So will I still recruit power backs? 100% I will, just because I like that gameplay. But if you was on the edge of like, don't really care about the gameplay, or you really like receiving backs, elusive backs, hey, I would kind of just phase the power back out or only recruit one of them. Only have one on your roster at a time, because overall wise, like I'm just continue to scroll here, they just consistently are not the highest overalls, and overall do at the end of the day it does play a big impact. But I don't know, like a guy like this, he's an 87 overall, 90 overall with the boost, 93 on the speed, good carrying, also great break tackle and trucking. Stiff form is high. The spin move and juke move is not super low. Not in a good spot, but it's not super low. Catching on the lower side compared to the other running backs as well. The route running is solid for a power back. But you are sacrificing, some elusiveness, some of that stuff. And also the abilities. I like the abilities a lot on the power backs, man. The physical abilities, I love them. Downhill, arm bar, like I love some of them power back abilities. So like I said, me personally, I'm still going to recruit them, but it's probably worth you prioritizing the other 2 running backs and then power back probably being your third, just for the overall sake. The one thing I do love about power backs is the potential for this to happen. You don't see this with other running backs. He's only an 85 overall. True overall, 85. He's a junior. You see the 97 speed. Elite. I mean, you don't see other running backs getting this fast. 97 speed. He also has the 99 break tackle, 94 trucking, stiff form. Juke move is at a 92. Like, how is this guy only an 85 overall? Literally could do everything. The catching ability did not develop. That's fine. I don't need my running back to catch well. So this is why I'm still going to recruit my, power backs, because you have the potential for this guy right here. And we scroll down 2 more spots. You get another 99 speed power back who just look crazy. Good carrying, trucking is not as good as the other guy, but it's still in a good spot. 90, 87, good stiff form. The juke move is nowhere near as high as that other power back. The catching is a little bit better, but also got good abilities. 6 foot, 233 pounds. I wonder, what is he, a 4-star? He's a 4-star gem. And, I mean, he's a great player. He's a phenomenal player, if I say so myself. So, I'm still going to recruit, I like the power back. But if you're on the edge, I suggest y'all go with some of these other guys because they just get higher in overall. At the end of the day, that does matter. So, if you are going to recruit these power backs, I would say go after the athlete power backs and just move them over to the D-line, man. The easiest conversion, moving these athlete power backs to D-line, they're great. They are great D-linemen, great speed, great strength. They develop very well, and they produce also very well. A lot of sacks, and also they get the good strength, block shedding. I really love the athlete power back at the D-line, but if you're going to move him at running back, keep him at running back, do your thing. Next, let's talk about the tight end. And for me, I want to talk about the possession tight end, and I feel like this is the worst tight end if you're doing the method for the vertical threats. The method, you might ask. Well, that's where you move the tight end over to like O-line, then you move them back over to tight end for the vertical threats, and they get the great blocking ability, and they also should have been overall. That's the best tight end in the game. It's not even close. It's not close at all. That's the best tight end in the game by far. So if you're doing that method, and some of y'all might deem it cheesy, I don't want to do it, I understand that. But if you do the method, there's literally no point for a possession tight end. There's no point. You're getting the vertical threat tight end that's going to be faster, great catching ability, good strength, and phenomenal blocking. So it makes this possession tight end literally pointless. The blocking tight end still has a use because consistently they'll get high and over. I think it's always good to have at least 1-2 blocking tight ends on your roster. Even if you don't start them, it's just good to have them because consistently they get to the highest overall. You'll see a possession tight end get high and overall like this guy right here. He's an 88 true overall, which is very good for possession. But you scroll here, your next possession tight end is going to be 86, 86. And, 86 overall is that threshold to get drafted. And, 86 probably do not get drafted in most situations. You need to be like 87, 89. So, possession tight ends, I like them if you're not doing the method. If you're not going to do that vertical threat method, I would, at least recruit them. But in my opinion, if you're doing the method, it's literally pointless, man. Blocking tight ends, like I said, they're going to get high overall. And the vertical threat, they're going to be the best in the game. And possession is just like the odd man out. So like this guy right here, he's the first vertical threat tight end. He's maxed out as an 85 overall. We know they usually don't get higher than 85. You'll see rarely one might get to 86. It's rare. Usually max out like 85. At the high end. Most of them max out way before that, these vertical threats. But if we did do the method with him, like move him over to the O-line, then move him back, this blocking ability would shoot up to the 90s, around the 90s. Also, same thing with the run blocking. Run block and pass block will literally go from low to mid 70s to upper 80s, low 90s, and he'll become a hell of a player, man. He'll become an insane player, actually. And he's an elite development 4-star guy with minimum skill caps, literally 2 skill caps. He could continue to get better. This could be one of them guys that you see actually reach that 87 overall for a vertical threat. And the last but certainly not least position group I want to talk about that I think you should consider not recruiting. And I know I might get some pushback on this one. I'm cool, push it back. I'm going to say both the man and zone corner, unless you only run man or zone coverage. If you're a guy that's only running zone, well, guess what? Only recruit the zone corners. But if you're a guy like me who used to only run zone, but now I like to run both. I like to run man and zone throughout my games. So I'm suggesting only recruit the slot corner, preferably 4 or 5 stars. When you go to the 3 stars, the speed start to slip a little bit. And you really just have to find you a good one, and a max speed be like 94 for the 3-star slot corners, which is still good enough, but it's just a little bit difficult to find. So I'm saying primarily the 4 or 5-star slot corners is going to be the best cornerbacks in the game. As y'all should know at this point, man, they just get well-rounded. Like, look right here, man. This is a demon. He only has 91 speed. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. When you got 99 man, 92 zone, the press is low, I'm fine with that. I'm not pressing anyway. This is good. This is a great cornerback. Even this guy, he has the 93 speed, a little bit better speed. He also has 99 man, 89 on the zone. I mean, we could look at every single one of these guys. This guy right here, 96 speed, 89 on the man, 94 on the zone. Good catching. The press is also pretty good. Like, all of these slot corners are phenomenal in my opinion. And they're all the top guys. You scroll down, the top 5 corners in the league are all slot corners, top 6. You finally get to a zone corner as your 7th best corner. He do have the 99 speed, elite. He also has the 96 zone coverage. The man coverage, dirt, 77. He can't cover him in. He got the high speed for no reason. And this is why I'm suggesting, like, don't recruit these zone and man corners unless you only run man coverage. Okay, if you only run man, go get you a man corner. But if you're running any type of dynasty where you're doing simulation, having a high overall matters. So in that situation, I feel like you should primarily only recruit slot corners because you're not controlling every single play call. So even if you do want to run only man, well, guess what? If you're doing simulation, playing the moments, they're going to be in man coverage, even their zone corner, and they're going to be a liability out here. So we do see the next guy is a man-to-man corner who's an 89 overall, good player, 96 on the speed, 96 on the zone, 96 on the man, zone coverage 79, super low. It's low. It just is. The next man-to-man corner, same thing, 89 on the speed. 96 on the speed, 89 overall, good man, zone coverage trash. Great press, 99 on the press is actually phenomenal. But zone coverage trash. They don't develop well overall. And you'll get some slot corners like this who is also not super well rounded, 99 man, 81 on the zone, but at least more often than not, they're more well rounded. And that's what I love about these slot corners. And occasionally you'll see a man or a zone corner that's good at both, like this guy. He's better at both. I'm not gonna say he's amazing at both, but 85 on the man, we'll take that. 99 zone, we'll certainly take that. But more times than not, it's the slot corners that becoming a little bit well-rounded. So I'm leaning way towards the end of just going after these slot corners because, like I said, I just like them a lot. And if we being honest, I really think your best play is either going after the hybrid safeties and moving them over to corner, and they usually transition to slot corners. Perfect, amazing. I love that. Also, the wide receivers, going after your physical athlete wide receivers that's going to come in like 6'4", 6'3", and also get them at a gym, 4-star. They're going to come in with 96 speed, 97 speed. Now you're looking at like a 6'4" corner with 96 speed who also will be a great coverage corner, and he's going to convert into a slot corner. And now you're looking at a super tall, fast, athletic slot corner. And, senior year, junior year, he's going to be a guy for you. So I really love that transition for the wide receiver, athlete wide receiver, moving them over the corner. They don't even have to be athlete. You can move any of these wide receivers over the corner, and they'll just develop. That's just how the games work. If you move them during position change week, advance, they'll develop as a cornerback. As long as it's a slot corner, I'm all for it. That's all I got for y'all today. Just 3 positions that y'all probably should consider not recruiting, or at least put a little bit more thought into, man. If there's anything you disagree with, anything you agree with, let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all for watching. We on to the next one.